Hi everyone, it's me, JL, the designer of this game, Fortitude, a solo trick taking and write. And I'm actually joined today by my son. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Mr. Twist.
Mr. Twist. Okay, great. Mr. Twist is not your given name, but we'll go with that. And it's kind of unusual for a parent to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and disclose your age. Mr. Twist, how old are you?
I'm 13.
You're 13. So the reason I have him in today is I'm going to do a live teach of this game. Now, full disclosure, you are a little familiar with it.
Yeah, I know kind of what it's about,
You know
but
what
I
it's...
don't know how to play.
Oh, not at all?
No?
Okay, I thought you'd seen me playing it so you'd have an idea of how it's played. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and do this. This is obviously using Tabletop Simulator. So it's obvious that I do have a TTS mod. You can actually find the link for that a little further down the page if you're interested in trying the game yourself. But we're going to go ahead. This is Mr. Twist's first time uh, playing with Tabletop Simulator, so we might have a little difficulty with that, so bear with us. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and teach the game. So this is a... Do you know what a trick taker is?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you do, because we played the crew and other trick takers. So this game plays like most other trick takers, where you're playing cards and you're trying to win
Okay.
cards. Okay, that's basically the beginning. And so this game it's set during when? Do you know when it's set?
World War II?
Set during World War II, and it's actually 16 months before D-Day happens. And in real life, there was something called Operation Fortitude, where the Allied forces created a military deception campaign to try and trick Germany so that it was confused about where the Allies were going to invade to take back France. Germany knew this was going to happen. They just didn't know where. So we said, well, let's try to convince them it's going to happen anywhere else but where it actually did happen. You know where it happened, right?
Normandy.
In the beaches of Normandy. So there were two areas. There was it's called Fortitude North, which it was trying to convince Germany that this was going to happen in Trondheim, Norway, and Fortitude South, which focused mostly with Calais here, um, saying that it's going to land here. So in this game, it's very similar. You see, you have two areas. You have Trondheim and Calais. You also have an area called Normandy. And these are where you're going to play your cards, your tricks. You are the allied player, and you're playing against a German bot. So your cards here, you see how this left column has the allied symbol above it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where you're going to play your cards. Germany always plays in the right column. And it's the same way in Normandy, where you're going to play your card here, Germany's going to play here.
Okay.
So, like a trick taker, as I said, you're going to try to win tricks, except you only want to win tricks in Trondheim and Calais. In Normandy, you actually have orders which tell you to try to avoid winning tricks here.
Okay.
So, you actually want to lose this trick. You know why?
So that they're not suspicious?
Yeah, basically you're saying Normandy's not important. We're not even worried about it. We're trying to trick them. So let's go ahead and look at how we start. So with you have an open hand of, it says how many cards that you're going to start
4.
with. So go ahead and take your mouse and hover it over the deck
Yeah.
and press the number 4 on the keypad. You're going to deal yourself 4 cards. Well, you can do it that way.
You
Actually,
said to press the number 4, and I did.
okay. Well, the number 4 it would automatically
Should I
deal.
hold the number 4?
Nah, well, it takes a second to register. So now grab that entire deck. No, you're gonna long press, yeah, and just pull it down to the bottom of the page, right under the game sheet, and let go, and it should come to your area. Well, let me see if I can help you get it here. Okay, there we go. It's in. It's in. So we're gonna flip it and then slide them over so you can see all 4. There we go. That's it. That's it. That's in your deck. Okay. Okay, I'm
Where did it go?
gonna. You dropped it. It's right here. Okay, and then we'll flip it over. Okay. We'll see if we can get it to work next time. So this is your starting hand. The first thing that we should have done is go ahead and grab the top. Why don't you go and give that a good shuffle so people can see that we yeah, there we go. Now just grab the top setback card and flip it over.
Right here?
Yeah. Now if you zoom in on it, you'll see at the bottom there's the white strip with the numbers in it. This is how you set how difficult a game you want to play. Green numbers are easy. You're going to use both green and yellow for a medium difficulty, and then you're going to use all 5 numbers for a hard difficulty. So let me know easy, medium, or hard.
What do you think?
Well, it's your first time. Maybe we should go easy. So what are the numbers you see there?
11 and 13.
So basically what you're going to do is you're going to fill in the card spaces that are in the calendar that are numbered 11 and 13. So go ahead and select the pin. No. Go ahead and select the pin or the line, however. And you see the card, there we go. You're going to kind of draw in there and 13. What you're showing here, go ahead and select the hand again, is when you leave those months, any month that is filled in, you're basically saying you're going to have to draw a setback card in those months. So right now, you're going to have to draw a setback card after the first month, on the 11th month, the 13th month, and the 15th month. And setbacks are used to make the game difficult for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So go ahead and we're going to move this to the discard so you can just kind of pull it.
Right here?
Yeah, you can leave it somewhere like that. Click on
this. Is this a tutorial?
Yeah, why don't you drag it all the way over to the left? Here,
well, I don't need it since you're going to be teaching.
Well, that's true, but it does have some reference stuff that we can use. And then just put that underneath. Perfect. Okay, so the allied player always starts first. So in trick taking, the one who starts is called the person who's the leader. So you're going to be the first leader. And you see at the top up here, there is a chart called the card turn order. So how many cards are you going to play first?
1.
1. And then what's going to happen?
The follower plays 2.
Okay, and then what happens?
And then I play 2.
Okay. Until you get all the way to the end where the last 2 cards are played where?
Normandy.
Okay, and when that happens, all the spaces will be filled and the round is over.
Okay.
So you're going to choose one of your cards from your hands to play. Now, what did I say you're trying to do?
Win these, lose there.
Okay. Now, here's your rules. All that matters for you is the highest number wins. You can play anywhere in your allied spaces, with the exception of the row that matches the suit of the card that you're choosing. So if you were going to play that 9, where can you not play the 9?
In the diamond row.
Okay, but you can play it anywhere else. So go ahead and choose where in either Trondheim or Calais you'd like to start. So we can just discard it under the deck over here. So you're going to go and you're going to record a 9 where? Okay. Perfect. Great. Now whose turn is it?
The follower.
Yeah, in this case it's a German bot. So you're going to always, for Germany, you're just going to do what's called top decking, which is you're just going to draw the first card at the top of the deck.
Or 2 cards, right?
Well, no, just one at a time. So you're going to take the first card. Well, you can play it there if you want. So Germany is going to start with a 5. Now, what suit is that?
Hearts.
So what you're going to do now is you see that blue token, the blue marker. You're going to move it and drop it in the heart quadrant, which is basically saying Germany's focus is going to start in what area of?
The south?
In the south. So they're going to focus their attention in Calais at first. So the way Germany plays is you're going to record the first card, to the suit location. So how I said you could play anywhere but the row where the suit is.
They are the opposite?
They're kind of the opposite. They're going to play according to what that suit is. So yeah, perfect. So that's going to be played there. Now go ahead and move that card. And let's do their second card. And so where's that going to be played?
Do I move this again?
Nope. Now look at where the corresponding suit is. No. Look at the suit in this radar.
Oh, there. I thought you meant on the card.
Yeah. So where
so
is?
right here?
But what suit is that?
Hearts.
Look at the card itself now.
Oh, the card now?
Yeah.
Diamond.
So where's the diamond played?
Right here?
Well, look at the radar.
Right there?
It will tell you.
On the hearts.
No, don't look at the marker. The marker only matters.
In the south, in clay. Oh, I thought you said to do the marker.
Oh, sorry. I said the radar.
Okay.
So this kind of thing down here, it symbolizes like a radar, and Germany's radar. So you're trying to see where their radar is.
Well, then what does this marker do?
I'll explain to you. The marker really only matters. So at the beginning of the game, you set where their focus starts. And then every other round, the first card Germany plays, it will play it to the suit of where the marker is. So even if it's a spade and the marker's on hearts, you actually don't put it in the spades area, you put it in the hearts. So you'll always know from now on what area Germany will play its first card.
Okay.
So that's what that marker does. Okay, so Germany, so how many cards have we played?
I've played 1 and they've played 2.
So we have a total of
3.
Okay, so if you look in the chart, I have a total played area. So 3 cards means all 3 of these have been played. So whose turn is it next?
Mine.
So at any point, if you get lost, you can just count the number of areas that have values in it, and then use this chart to figure out where you are in the turn order.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead. So you're playing from your hand. How many cards are you gonna play?
2.
Okay, go for it. What's your next card? What's your rule? Your one rule.
Oh, except there.
Yep.
So I'll put it there.
Okay.
To rival their 5.
I'll go ahead and discard that. Now, you see there are 2 values there. So what does that mean?
Mine and theirs?
Yeah, what does this mean now in a
I
trick
win?
taker? So you win that trick. So no, don't click that. That's for something else. Now you see there's a little icon next to that, next to the 2 boxes.
Exclamation point.
So this means because you won that trick, you're starting to gain a potential advanced tactic. So you're going to mark there, which means you've won one of the tricks for that. I'll explain more about that later. So whose turn is it now?
So mine.
Okay.
So I have to do a 4. So
Okay.
I will play it, I guess, here. Because I would lose if I put it there.
Oh, okay.
So, and I can't put it, I guess I could put it here.
Yeah, if you want.
So yeah, I'll put it there.
Okay.
And then now it's their turn?
Yep.
And they also play 2?
Yep.
And now their first card is a heart?
Nope, it's only the first card of the round.
Okay. What is a heart?
Okay, so where does that go?
That goes to this row, right?
Why is that?
Because this one's filled in.
Oh man, go and click. Zoom in on our instructions there. So hold it down. So you see in that box, what does it say? For
Play a card to close lowest valued allied extended action.
Okay, we haven't gotten there yet, but that's okay.
If no allied extended actions play the location region that matches the suit position on the rondel.
Okay.
If that location is filled, play to the corresponding location in the opposite region.
So you figured out what it did without even seeing this. So that's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to play in the opposite because that location that it should play at already has a value in it. So go ahead and record it over there. What does this also mean?
That I win.
Okay, so you've won. So what do you think you do now?
Fill in
Nope.
one.
So you're only ever going to fill in one tactic. If there are two there, you get to choose. So you get an option of which one you want. Now, I can explain what each thing does.
Okay.
So it says this here,
Is a fake radio communication.
and what that does is it allows you to create fake extended actions. I'll explain that in a minute. Look at the next one. It is
Inflatable decoy.
So what that does is if you have any inflatable decoys, you can use any number at one time when you play a card, and you can add the number of inflatable decoys you expend to inflate the value of that card. So you're blowing it up like a balloon.
Okay. So what's the extendable action?
I'll explain that in a second.
So
Oh,
I guess I'll just choose the
Sure.
decoy.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you about the other two or not?
Yeah.
So the exclamation point, what that is doing is increasing Germany's alert level. So look at the alert level area.
Right here.
So we start at where?
0.
Well, look at the chart.
High.
We start at high alert, meaning Germany is trying to figure out what you're doing. Now, whenever you begin losing tricks, the alert level will go down because what is that saying?
That they're not concerned?
Yeah, they're not concerned because
they know now.
Well, that or because, oh, well, we were doing stuff here and they kind of responded, but not really. So obviously this isn't like a dangerous area for us. So we're on lower alert. So every time you lower the alert, you start moving towards these triangles. And the triangles have what in them? The first two?
1 and 2?
They have numbers. So whenever you are either on this triangle or say in between, you draw, whenever you have to do a setback card, you have to draw that many extra setback cards. So the lower the alert, the more dangerous it gets. And if you get all the way to the end, it's really bad, and I'll tell you why in a sec. But what this does, let's say you were at 2, or let's say you were at 1, and so if you had to draw a setback, you would draw actually 2 because you draw the one you're supposed to plus 1 extra. If you have one of these, if you get this at the end of the round, you immediately get to move the alert level back up to the next triangle to the right.
Oh, the next triangle.
Yep. So you're basically, I don't know, you're blowing up a bridge or doing something that Germany says, oh no, we actually do need to pay attention here. So you're increasing their alert level.
Okay.
And then the last thing is you're increasing the number of code break attempts you get. You see there's a code break area.
Yeah.
So you start with
1.
So basically when you code break, and I'll tell you how you can do that in a sec, for every attempt you have, you will look at a pair of cards that are played to a trick. So right now you have 2 that you can do. Which 2 could you possibly do?
A pair of cards that are played, so this and this?
No, to a trick. So a pair to the same trick. So when you won, those are 2 cards played to a trick.
Yeah.
And you won. So you're looking for a pair played to a trick. So in this case, it would be yours and Germany's card you're looking at.
This and this?
Yeah.
And then that and that?
So you would choose one of the pairs since you only have 1, and you would get its sum. So choose
Wait,
one.
I only have 1?
How many code break attempts do you have?
Oh, 1 code.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you would choose one of the 2 pairs, and get its sum. So you choose one.
Is a higher sum better
Doesn't
or
matter.
worse?
You just need a sum.
Okay, well then I'll do this one.
So what is that?
16.
So you would then cross out 16, but we're not doing that yet because it's not at the end of the round. Now the point of this is if at any point in the game you cross out all of the boxes, it now means you've broken Germany's code, and you can listen in on all of their communications and know exactly what they're doing. So therefore setbacks no longer affect you. So what this does here is if you win this at the end of the round, it means you now would have 2 attempts. So instead of only doing 1 sum, you would do 2 sums.
Okay.
So the more you do this, the quicker you can fill this in. Okay, so we've done a lot of talking. Let's figure out whose turn is it. Do you know?
I just went.
Are you sure?
No,
Well,
they just went.
How can you tell?
Because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they go again.
How do you know?
Because there's only 6. And I played first for these 2, and then the 6th one is that one.
Okay.
So they go again.
There you go.
8 of spades. So they're focusing on the south.
No.
Huh?
You just look now at the actual.
Okay. So the north.
Mm-hmm. 8. Okay, so they're playing hard there. Okay, cool. So it is now your turn to play how many?
2.
Okay, so go ahead.
But I only have 1.
Oh, well, go ahead and play what you can, and then we'll discuss what happens next. So where are you going to play this card?
Here? No, here.
Well, where else could you play? Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry. Okay, you can play it there. Interesting. Okay, go ahead and discard. So, you have to play how many more cards to finish your turn?
1.
But you don't have any cards, so now you have to replenish your hand. So anytime you run out of cards, the next time when you need to play a card, you have to now progress the calendar. So go ahead and check off March. We're now leaving March.
Up here?
Or just right there, yep. And we're moving into what?
April?
We're moving into April. Now you see underneath, what do you see there?
It's on red.
So what does that mean?
I have to draw a setback?
Yes, because that's filled in. So we now get our first setback. So we're going to flip it.
Reduce your... Okay. So I don't have any inflatable decoys.
Okay, so what you see, so the card has a title on it. It has the effect of the card. It also has what we use to set it up. But we only do that at the beginning of the game. So the numbers in the white bar, once we start playing, we don't pay attention to anymore.
Okay.
Also in the bottom left, there is an icon. You want to zoom in on that?
Like a minus?
Well, that's kind of like a dash. And that means it's an immediate effect. So you do it and then discard it once it's done.
Well, I don't have any inflatable.
So in this case, yes, you can go ahead and discard it. You fortunately don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's look at what's happening. You have on the areas that you played, you have areas where both you and Germany have played. How many of those do you have?
2.
I call those contested tricks because either you or Germany played there and then the other person responded. So you're fighting over this area. You also have what are called uncontested tricks. So what are those?
When nobody's responded?
Yeah. So you have one value, but you don't have the corresponding other one. So when the month ends, any uncontested tricks are areas now where there are extended actions. So you would check the checkbox in the empty corresponding area. So there's where you have to play. There's where Germany needs to play. Yep. So the ones in Germany, these represent extended actions where for a whole month you've been doing something and Germany hasn't responded. So they're going to need to deal with this before it gets out of hand. Similarly, for a whole month, Germany's been doing stuff in these two areas and you haven't responded. And you want to make sure that you don't let that get out of hand. So, for Germany, wherever, well, I'm trying to think how we should do this. Actually, let's go ahead and draw your next 4 cards. So you want to just hover over and press 4 and just wait. There we go. So, again, you can play anywhere. You're not obligated except for the rows, that correspond to the suit. So what card would you want to play next?
I play this 6.
Okay, and where you want to play it?
I'm gonna play it here.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now you've actually addressed this extended action. So you would now uncheck it. Okay. Yes, you did win there, so you're gonna go ahead and indicate you won. Okay, so whose turn is it now?
Germany's. Or yeah.
How do we know? How can you check?
Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, 9.
So then these two to get
Okay.
to 11.
So, Germany, if it has, go back to our description of the German bot. So, what does it say at the very first thing?
Play a card to close lowest valued allied extended action.
So, if there's any allied extended actions, Germany has to play those first. So, you're now controlling where Germany's going to play. So, go ahead and draw. Let's see. So, they're going to play a 5. Now, both of you, where are the extended actions that Germany has to deal with?
In Calais.
Okay. So, since there is no lowest one, you can play according to whichever one would be the closest to the suit. So if the suit is
Black suit?
a spade, so let's look on the rondel. It's right here. But what's the next closest suit going clockwise to
Diamond?
Diamond? So that's where that would get played. So they play that 5 there.
Oh.
And they're going to close that out so you can...
So cool. I don't win a code break.
Okay. And you can close that. You can discard. And then you're going to play their second one. And they're obviously going to play it
right here.
Yep, because they have to close out the extended actions first. So that's Germany's rule for extended actions. They have to, starting with the lowest valued one, close them out entirely before the bot can play like it normally plays. Now, what did I say about you?
I
said
don't have to.
You don't have to. You're free to choose. But here's the thing. You create an extended action after what period of time?
After a month.
After a month. You didn't answer to Germany's efforts, so it becomes an extended German action. If another month passes, which means what? You what?
I run out of cards.
So if you run out of cards again and another month passes and you haven't closed out a German extended action, let's say that happened with this one, you would have to cross out this space, meaning you can no longer play there. And as a result, you're going to X out one of the circles in the suspicion gauge. So you're free to address them however, but if you let it sit too long, it's going to cause problems, and I'll explain why that's a problem in a minute.
Okay, so my turn now?
Yeah, it should be. So let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. Yep.
So I'm going to put a 9 there.
Okay, so you have closed those out. Okay, cool. Perfect.
And then I'm going to play a 7.
Okay, where are you going to play that?
Right
there. Perfect. Okay. So let's go ahead and finish Germany. Turn.
So Germany does 2 again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's a heart, so they're going to want to play it in Calais, but this is full, and that's full.
Okay. So now, if the row is filled, you look at...
If both locations are filled, use the next clockwise suit on the rondel. Go back to step 2.
So what's the next clockwise suit?
Spade.
So now that you're going to treat that card as though it were a spade. So where would they play that?
Right here.
Well, where would they normally play it? Because where's the spade suit?
They would normally play it there.
But
it's filled, so they have to play it right here.
Yep. So no matter what card you draw, there's a way for the German bot to always find the spot where it has to play. Okay.
And then one more.
Mm-hmm.
3 of spades. So I know go to diamonds, and then I go to clubs, because diamonds also full.
Okay.
So they put a 3 here.
Yep.
And that means I win.
Yep. So you can choose.
And do these X's carry over to next round?
Oh, I'll explain in a second. So you choose where you want to put it.
Well, if they don't carry over to next round, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Just choose where you want to put it.
Okay, I'll put it there.
Perfect. Okay, so now it is your turn.
And I play my last card.
Okay, go ahead and play it. Now, what would have happened if that were a spade?
Then I couldn't have played.
So what would you have to do? You'd have
Go to the next move?
No.
Cross.
You would have to cross it out, and that would become an uncontested trick. So you would have the penalty of crossing out one of the circles. And
Okay.
so you have to always pay attention because you don't want to leave yourself losing tricks, okay? So, oh, you need to play what now?
To Normandy.
But
I don't have any cards.
So what are we gonna do?
Go to the next one?
So we've now left April. We're going into May. We don't have any extended actions. Why?
Because they're awful.
Yep. So we don't worry about that. So you deal yourself a card. Now remember, what are you trying to do?
Lose.
Okay. So what card are you gonna play? Okay. Cool. Now it is whose turn?
It is Germany's turn.
To play.
In Normandy.
Okay.
4.
They play a 4.
And
cool.
They win.
They went. So what is that showing to Germany?
That it's showing that I'm like trying to do something there, but then they are easily able to win.
So therefore,
so they're gonna think that that's a trick because I wasn't really trying to defend it.
Or ideally, they would think that that area is of no importance to you. Where are the areas that are important to you?
Trondheim and Colette.
Okay, so that's why you're trying to win there and lose here. That's how I explain that rule. Okay, so now let's look and see what goes on. So you're supposed to do what in Normandy?
Lose.
And you lost, so therefore you did a good thing there. So let's look at, well, let me explain. What if you won? Let's say these numbers were reversed.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to go and make that a 1, and this is a 4. So, well, not a 14. So in this case, you would have won. So you're basically signaling what?
That it's important.
That it's important, which is what we don't want. If you win in Normandy,
you cross out 5.
Well, you're going to take the difference.
So that'd be 3 circles?
So you're going to draw a line composed of 3 segments, starting with a blank circle. So go ahead and do that. We're going to pretend that this is what's happened.
Wait.
So go to line, yeah. So you could start anywhere, and you want to draw it with 3 segments. 1, 2, you can continue the line. 3. So the rules for drawing lines, which is increasing suspicion, is you can only move orthogonally. You don't have to go in a straight line. You could have come 1, 2, 3 if you wanted.
Okay.
But you can never go diagonal. You can never draw a line like 1, 2, and then go back as 3. You can't draw back on yourself because that would only leave how many segments?
2.
2 segments, not 3. So you can't double back. You cannot cross through a space that has been crossed out. So here's how you lose the game. If at any point you have to draw a line, and you can't draw a line because you're running into the crossed out circles, and since you can't double back or go diagonal, then that means you lose. So let's say these 2 were crossed out and you needed to draw 2. You couldn't do that because you can't go through here. So you've lost the game because Germany has created enough suspicion that they have made it so you can't maneuver in the area and do anything. The other way you lose is if at any point as you're drawing, if you enclose an area, so you make a box. So let's say you drew 3, so you came 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. If you did that, Germany has boxed you in, and they know exactly what our intentions are. They know that Normandy is where it's going to happen, and you've lost. So those are the 2 ways you lose the game.
If you do a box.
If you at any point you enclose any area. or if you can't draw the entire line segment because you have too many xed off spaces, so you don't have enough room to move.
Okay.
Now the rules for drawing, let's say, erase this. Let's say I had to draw 3. Let's say we're like here, and I'm drawing 3. I don't have to start, or you don't have to start at the end of a line. You can start from any circle that already has a line segment going through it. So you can start in the middle of a line. I could start here and start drawing. But again, if at any point I create an enclosed area, no matter how large or small, I've boxed myself in. Germany wins. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think you win the game?
Um.
Go ahead and make this 1 and 4. Oh, thank you. I didn't think. Go ahead and choose the selection so we're not drawing. So how do you think you?
Oh yeah, because I didn't.
How do you think you win?
So
I said the real life Operation Fortitude.
Oh, by going until the 16th month without losing?
If you can manage to do that, you win the game. So one way to win, keep Germany guessing for 16 months, because after that point, D-Day is going to happen. Or if you lose. Okay, so now let's evaluate. So you know how to win and lose. So let's see about what happens here. So we don't need to worry about Normandy because you lost that. So you did good.
Okay.
Now, let's go and look at our aid. It will explain the next steps we need to do. So it says between rounds is what we're looking at.
Advanced alert level.
Okay, so let's go back. So you're going to count the number of, stop. You're going to count the number of tricks you lost in Trondheim and Norway.
So
Trondheim and Calais.
I lost this one, so 1,
Mm-hmm.
2,
Mm-hmm.
3.
Mm-hmm.
And then.
So just 3. So you're going to divide that in half and round down.
1.
So that's how many spaces to the left you go. Okay, what's the next thing we do between rounds?
We gain major victory.
Okay, so now we're going to look at the major victories. You're going to count in Trondheim or Calais where you won the most tricks. So which region did you win the most?
In Trondheim, I won all of them.
So in Trondheim, since you won there, you won the major Trondheim victory, which says what?
Increase hand size by 1 card.
Okay, to a max of 9. So now whenever you deal yourself a new hand, it's going to be 5 cards, which gives you more things you can do. So what's the next thing?
And then now, gain an advanced tactic.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is you want to find the advanced tactic where you won the most tricks.
Well,
If you have a tie, you can choose which one you want to gain. Now but the main thing here is you have to have won at least 2 in a trick to gain that advanced tactic. So if you had all just 1,
then you wouldn't do any.
You wouldn't gain any because
I want this one.
So you want to gain. No, you don't. So you don't worry about that. So what it says, you're just going to increase your. Okay.
And then now do I unX these?
Yeah, you unX these. So that's why you don't have to worry about carrying over, because it's just to see where you gain. So how do you code break?
Recruit double. Oh, so do I code break now?
No. How do you code break? Look at the major victories.
Calais.
So if you had won more tricks in Calais than Trondheim, then you would activate your code breaking. So that's how you kind of control, depending on what you want to do, is how you play.
Okay, now I recruit double agents.
So double agents, do you see anything talking about double agents? So there's there, but look in the play area. In Trondheim and Calais.
Doubles equals +1 agent.
So if you and Germany both played the same value, then that becomes a double agent that you recruit because you played doubles. And you didn't, so that's not going to happen. So you still have no double agents. And what's The final thing.
What do double agents do?
So double agents, sorry. So what do inflatable decoys do?
They add to this whenever I want it to.
Yeah, but you would have to then
Subtract the inflatable.
Yes. Double agents are very similar, but instead of adding, it's basically like they put on a disguise and pretend to be someone else. So let's say you played that Germany played a 5 to a trick that you wanted to win, but all you had was a 1. You could play that 1, but if you have a double agent, you can make that a double agent. And what do you think you would do?
I'd win.
Well, how?
By, I don't know.
Remember, it's putting on a disguise and pretending to be something else.
So I would pretend to be a 6.
So you would play the double agent, cross it off because you used it, and then you would cross out a 6.
Okay.
So instead of playing it as a 1, you're playing it as a 6. So you play. Now with double agents, though, you have a limited supply. You only have 9 that you can use throughout the game. But instead of adding to the value, it just replaces the value. So that's how double agents work. There's one rule about double agents, and it says it right here.
Using an agent does not equal
recruiting an agent. What do you think that means?
So if I use one, then I don't gain one?
So how do you gain a double agent?
By playing doubles. Oh, so if I use one and it plays doubles, then I can't. Then that doesn't mean I gain.
Yeah, so you can't use one to create a situation where you would recruit one, so it can't like replace itself. That's the only rule with the double agents. And let's see, what's the final thing you do for the round?
Move Germany's region focus.
So where's its regional focus?
Calais.
But where specifically in Calais?
The heart.
Okay, look at the hearts row. Now, what you're trying to do here is, you know where Germany is looking. Do you think that's a good thing that you know where their focus is?
Yes.
Why?
Because I know, if I know where they focus, then I know where I should focus.
Okay, so if you know that they're focused in this particular region of Calais, don't worry about that. Do you want their focus to move?
No.
Because you're kind of controlling the situation. So you look at the row of their regional focus, and if you've won at least one of the tricks there, you're demonstrating, we think something's happening in this area in Calais. And what did the Allies do? They fought us back really hard. So therefore, we need to what?
Stay focused.
We need to stay here. So if you win either of these tricks, their regional focus stays. Did you win?
Yes.
So it doesn't move, which means next round Germany's first card is going to be a what?
Heart and Calais.
It's going to be a heart. Now, what if it did move? What do you think happens? Let's say you lost both of those, or you tied both of those.
I don't know.
You would move to the next clockwise suit. So let's pretend that. So let's go ahead. But what do you think is happening? Look at the rondelle. What did you just do?
Spade.
Yeah.
So now they play right here first.
Well, they would, but look at the actual design of it. You have crossed what?
Crossed
this line.
Yeah.
And what is this line connected to?
The red thing?
Mm-hmm. And what does that look like?
I don't know. A dash?
Well, have you seen a red filled in thing already?
These.
Yes. So anytime Germany's regional focus change, that means you must immediately draw a setback that will affect you at the beginning of the round. And again, if the alert level is low, you have to draw additional setbacks. So that's another reason you want to keep Germany focused in one area, because every time it changes, it's going to cause a problem for you.
Okay.
So that's basically how the game works. That's the first round. So what we would do is we would clear out. So you cleared out the advanced tactics. Now we would clear out the numbers. So go ahead and go all the way up to the easiest way to do this is go there first. Now hit tab and backspace. Yeah, there you go. So you're going to clear out Trondheim and Calais and Normandy. You're going to clear off the advanced tactics. And then you're now ready to continue. There's one last rule, and it says that the winner of Normandy
leads next round. If tied, this round's leader leads again.
So since who won?
Germany.
So who's gonna start? Who's gonna be the lead player and play first?
Germany.
So that's what you would do. You would draw Germany's first card of the round.
3, but it gets still hearts.
Yeah, so
and
that's
in Calais.
Yep. So you'd play that there. Now who plays next?
Me.
Because you're the
follower.
So you're going to continue playing like that through all of the rounds. Again, if you make it all the way to the end, you win. Or if Germany gets suspicious enough of Normandy, then you'll lose. And that's how you played the game. Oh, you just won a trick. So you would...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and mark it. Yep.